Desperate times call for desperate measures. Local authorities are seeing more and more thieves risk their own lives to steal copper. And now police are teaming up with junkyards to catch the crooks in the act. News 4's Ed Dranch digs deeper in tonight's special assignment.
Copper theft is on the rise, markedly, alarmingly.
From idle air conditioners to live wires, thieves are risking their lives throughout the region, stealing copper to make some green. Niagara County Supreme Court Judge Richard Kloch says enough is enough.
Well, the people in front of me is that if you're going to plead to a copper theft, you're going to jail. Pure and simple. You steal copper, you plead guilty, I'm going to have to put you in jail.
Research shows these crimes have become those of opportunity. Lockport Police Chief Lawrence Eggert says any home or business may be vulnerable.
We don't protect the infrastructure of our buildings because we never had to before. So all of our electric services, the buildings are all exposed on the back sides of buildings, which are perfect for burglars.
Burglars broke into a locked meter and cut the main power source for 2 buildings in Lockport Plaza last month.
If you can imagine a wire being 2 or 3 inches in diameter, the amount of power that carries, and they're using bolt cutters to snip off live electrical lines. It's just amazing that nobody's dead.
Those crooks are still on the run, as are the thieves who hit the historic Palace Theater in downtown Lockport earlier this year. In that case, they mangled the landmark's air conditioners in search of copper, leaving the huge units unusable and the theater reeling.
So this is probably $15,000 worth of damages for maybe a couple $100 worth of product, But in any case, the people that do this kind of work don't care about who they're affecting.
Eggert says it's tough police work because there are no witnesses.
There are no surveillance cameras generally on the back sides of buildings. There are no surveillance cameras in abandoned buildings at factories. So it's difficult. And the other thing is, I guess, the fungibility of copper. Once you take the shielding off the copper, it just becomes metal that you chop up. Difficult for the scrap yards to even determine if it's stolen.
But police are fighting back, working in tandem with junkyards, providing names and pictures of those who are suspected of copper theft, hoping to catch them in the act. Todd Levin owns Niagara Metals in Niagara Falls.
People know when they come here they have to give their ID. We take pictures of the material. So us, like most of our competitors in town, are doing the right thing.
But others are not. In the city of Buffalo, someone swiped a dozen sewer grates in late March. While police made arrests in that case, Police Chief Anthony Barba says he's taking the problem head on.
We made sure all the scrap yards I do in my district were aware that if we catch them with anything like this illegal, we're going to close them down.
Levin and other local trade workers lobbied for a law increasing the penalties for those who sell and buy stolen scrap. Through some digging, News 4 has learned Senator Mark Grisanti took notice. He's introduced Bill S-6971, noting scrap processors must record the purchase of metal worth $50 or more, the seller's name, and their address. The scrapyard must keep these records for 3 years. Under Grisanti's law, it's also mandated scrapyards install video recording systems at all scales and points of sale, the same system Levin is already using.
I would think that would be a huge deterrent for people that are doing the crime.
Grisanti's bill would also force jail time, which would likely be a major deterrent.
We've had one individual recently who's, based upon my indication, I would incarcerate him for a copper theft, chose not to plea. God bless him. We're going to have a trial.
The most important deterrent, police say, starts with us, saying something when we see something suspicious. Ed Dranch, News 4.
Senator Grisanti's bill is making its way through the state assembly and may pass by the end of this assembly session. We've posted the entire proposed law under links you saw on 4 section of WIVB.com.